Welcome to the Belated Tech Channel's 88th edition and second year of the Space and Tech Rewind. We are reviewing the milestones that occurred on each day in the week of February 7th through February 13th in space exploration, science, and technology. February 7th, 1984, the first untethered spacewalks ever were made by Space Shuttle Challenger astronauts Bruce McCandless II and Robert Stewart on this date. The feat was performed using a Manned Maneuvering Unit, or MMU, during the 10th flight of a space shuttle, mission STS-41B, in orbit 150 nautical miles above the Earth. McCandless, with his MMU, was the first to leave the cargo bay, becoming the first person to fly free, untethered in space. Stewart flew his MMU shortly thereafter. The two astronauts checked out the equipment, maneuvered within the cargo bay, flew away from and back to the orbiter, made docking exercises, recharged the MMU nitrogen tanks, and collected engineering data. These MMU flights demonstrated capabilities needed in the planned retrieval of the Solar Max satellite 2 months later on STS-41C. February 8th, 1982, cosmonaut Vladimir Turovets died in an Mi-8 helicopter crash on this date. He was 32. Turovets' passing was notable as the only death during the Soviet Buran space shuttle program. Based on available sources, the crash was a domestic accident and did not occur in a combat zone such as the war in Afghanistan. The cosmonaut had never flown in a Buran, whose maiden and only flight occurred in 1988, and that as a pilotless drone. Turovets was a test pilot for the Gromov Flight Research Institute and was elected by the Institute for the Buran program in 1977. The institute is situated at the Ramenskoye Air Base, which is about 25 miles southeast of Moscow, and functions, then, as now, as the Russian main aircraft testing and development facility. The Buran shuttle was the only space program in which the institute participated. February 9th, 1969, the Boeing 747 jumbo jet made its maiden test flight on this date. The 747 was unique for its size, with double the passenger count, cargo payload, maximum takeoff weight, and wingspan of the 707, Boeing's first jetliner. The way legend tells it, Pan Am President Juan Trippe and Boeing President William Allen went on a fishing trip to discuss a gigantic people mover. "You build it, I'll buy it," Trippe reportedly said to Allen. Allen is said to have retorted, quote, "You buy it, and I'll build it." The 747 went on to become the most popular long-range jetliner ever built, and its freighter variants became one of the most used cargo carriers of all time. Hundreds of the aircraft have been built over 51 years of production, with peak unit deliveries of 73 in 1980 and 70 in 1990. The introduction of the Airbus A380 Super Jumbo in 2007, an engine technology that has extended the range of medium jetliners, has meant that passenger 747s are no longer produced. A trickle of freighter variants are still being manufactured, although none have been ordered since 2018. Production is slated to fully end in 2022. Coincidentally, the Boeing 727's medium jetliner's maiden test flight was also on this date in 1963. Enjoying our content? We issue new videos every week, so be sure to subscribe so you stay current. Subscribing is free, and we encourage you to browse our 350-plus video library, where you can find more milestone installments for every day of the year, as well as tech documentary segments, current events in space exploration, science, and technology, gameplay recordings, reviews of tools and equipment, and reviews of small electronics and appliances. Each video is tagged with an alphanumeric identifier in the title, so searches for particular segments are quick and easy. February 10th, 1996, in the first game of a 6-game match, IBM's Deep Blue chess computer defeated world champion Garry Kasparov. No computer had ever won a game against a world champion in chess. Kasparov would eventually win the series 4-2, but would lose to Deep Blue 3.5 to 2.5 in a rematch a year later. It was later revealed that IBM engineers would reprogram Deep Blue between games in order to correct shortcomings in play and adapt to Kasparov's tactics and strategies. The Grandmaster was apoplectic when he found this out and accused IBM of cheating. 20 years later, Kasparov had become more circumspect about the two matches and conciliatory to the IBM engineering team and its chess advisors. After he had updated his analysis of the contests as part of research he had conducted while writing a book, he remarked in December of 2016, quote, "I am not writing any love letters to IBM, but my respect for the Deep Blue team went up, and my opinion of my own play, and Deep Blue's play, went down. Today you can buy a chess engine for your laptop that will beat Deep Blue quite easily." February 11th, 1752, the Pennsylvania Hospital, the first in the British colonies in America, opened in Philadelphia on this date. Its original purpose was to treat the poor and indigent, as well as those with mental illness. The hospital secured its funding 9 months earlier through the indefatigable efforts of Benjamin Franklin, who was involved in drafting the petition for its establishment and fundraising. After almost 250 years, the Pennsylvania Hospital ended its independence in 1997, when it merged with the University of Pennsylvania's health system. Famous doctors from the hospital include Declaration of Independence signer Benjamin Rush, U.S. Surgeon General from the 1982 to 1989 C. Everett Koop, and 20th U.S. FDA Commissioner Andrew Eschenbach. Have you agreed with our choices, or do you think there are other events in space and tech history that were better? Go ahead and share with us by dropping a comment below. If you have suggestions for other space and tech milestones, let us know. We'll credit milestones we pick for future videos to those viewers that post them. And don't forget to click the bell notification icon so you don't miss upcoming videos. February 12, 1954, the Baikonur Cosmodrome was authorized by Council of Soviet Ministers decree on this date. The nascent spaceport eventually became the main launch facility for the Soviet Union. With the fall of the USSR in 1991, the facility was inherited by Kazakhstan, who leased it to the Russian Federation until the year 2050. Similar to the Kennedy Space Center and Cape Canaveral Space Force Station in Florida, the Baikonur Cosmodrome is operated by a civilian agency, Roscosmos, and a military branch, the Russian Aerospace Forces. The most notable launches in the 21st century are that of the Soyuz manned and Progress freighter launches to the ISS, the space station that Roscosmos jointly operates with NASA. The Vostochny Cosmodrome in the far east Amur Oblast of Russia is expected to eventually replace the Baikonur Cosmodrome as the Russian Federation's principal spaceport. It began operations on April 28th of 2016. February 13th, 1946, the world's first electronic digital computer, ENIAC, was first demonstrated at the Moore College of Electrical Engineering at the University of Pennsylvania on this date. The machine occupied a room 30 by 50 feet. Its development and construction were funded during World War II in a classified military project known only as Project PX. ENIAC is historic because it laid the foundations for the modern electronic computing industry. The machine demonstrated that high-speed digital computing was possible using the vacuum tube technology then available. Built out of some 17,468 electronic vacuum tubes, ENIAC was in its time the largest single electronic apparatus in the world. On January 30th, 2022, the mystery winner of a seat aboard the Inspiration4 flight said he had turned over his slot to a friend after SpaceX notified him that he exceeded the weight limit. Kyle Hipchin, an airline pilot for Delta's regional carrier Endeavor Air, said he will probably always regret not being able to take the trip himself. At 330 pounds, the flight captain just didn't believe he could drop the 80 pounds required in the 6 months he had to perform the feat. The flight's sponsor, Shift4 Payments founder and CEO Jared Isaacman, who was also the Inspiration4 capsule commander, allowed Hipchin to pick his replacement. That person turned out to be Air Force veteran and Lockheed Martin employee Chris Zembrowski, who had been his roommate in the late 1990s while attending Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. The 3-day low Earth orbit mission began on September 16, 2021. We hope you enjoyed this 88th episode of Way to Tech Space and Tech Rewind. If so, click that like button. Once again, don't forget to subscribe, or just stay in touch by following us on our microblogging accounts, which are listed below: the community feed for this channel, our Instagram feed, and our Minds page. We announce all new videos and post some unique content on those outlets. And if you prefer an alternative video distribution source, consider visiting our channel on Rumble. Thanks for watching.
And now Kodak presents a holiday reminder from Betty White.
This week we'll celebrate the 4th of July. A good day to make the wonderful world of color yours with color snapshots. And you can do it so easily with your own camera, the one you have right now, and Kodacolor film. Kodacolor film comes in all the popular sizes, and believe me, next to the pickles, it's the most important part of the picnic. So when you're out for holiday fun, be sure to take along an extra roll or two of Kodacolor film.